We finished restoring your single ball Heiwa Pachinko machine. It's from the either late 1950s or early 1960s. Now this machine was missing the receiving tray up front, so we found one off of another machine and put it on. Just want to zoom in and show that to you. So this tray isn't original. You can see there were some holes here that were patched from prior from us getting it. But we mounted this tray here, so now it'll catch the balls as you win. You've also got an ashtray here. Before you play, one of the first things you want to do is make sure the ball drain lever is locked. That's up here in the top. You can see this loop right here on that metal, and there's a nail here. If we just pull up on that tab, we can lift up and then move that over that nail. So that's locked. Now we can load balls and they'll stop. If we ever need to empty the machine, we'll do that later. We lift that up and the balls. What we want to do is reset the one ball seesaw. This is the most common problem with Pachinko machines, is the seesaw in the wrong position. This brass rectangle here has two Pachinko balls in it, and right now it's in the down position. In this position, balls just back up and they don't pay out. So we need to reset it just by grabbing it here and lifting it up. Now it's in the proper position. Balls in the top supply tray, they'll run across this track, and as they go across this track right here, they're going to push down on a lever, and what this does is it moves this part out of the way. There's a pin right here, and if it's like this, that pin holds the jackpot from paying out. It's stuck. So if you ever get a jackpot and it doesn't pay out, it's probably because that pin is blocking the movement of all your lever arms. Metal arms, levers. So we're going to add some balls. You'll see that move. They'll make the turn. They'll jump into the track here. It doesn't line up perfectly. So they come down, they pour into here, then they'll stop at this point. We have balls up here, but we don't have any balls in this housing here. This is your jackpot assembly. And whenever you get a jackpot, the balls that are in there will drop down, hit this bell, hit another bell, and then get paid out in the front. So since we don't have any balls in your jackpot, and we're first setting up the machine, we want to get balls in here. One of the easiest ways to do it is right at this corner here. Someone has broken off part of the plastic, so that way we can drop a ball in and it'll flow through, enter your one ball seesaw and pay out, and we'll have a jackpot. Now the jackpot won't pay out to the front of the machine, it'll just pay out and fill up here. We'll do that. And you heard the ball drop down and bounce off the wood bucket at the bottom. And here is the front of that jackpot assembly, so you can actually see balls around the ring. And when you get a jackpot, those will drop down. It'll be open for a minute, then new balls will fill up. You can also see balls up here. This is another indicator that whenever you can't see balls in that window, it's time to fill up your supply tray. Pour some balls into your receiving tray here. Now I don't have the glass in your machine right now, we'll see that in a minute. But to play Pachinko, you just pick up a ball and you're going to drop it in this hole. It's going to roll across and drop down into your shooter lane. Now we have a finger rest bar here. You put your index finger up against it, and you'll grab the flipper, you'll pull it all the way down, and then you'll quickly let go. And when you do, the ball will launch up around the shooter lane, and it may enter the track and go around a second time and then drop. Typically, you don't want to pull all the way down, you'll pull close, and it'll get the ball to come and drop into the playfield somewhere. And as it goes down, it'll bounce off the nails, it'll hit the spinners, which will redirect it, and the goal is to try and get it into one of any of these pockets, or you can get it to come down here. If you get it into any of those pockets, you get a jackpot. The balls drop down, they hit a bell, and they get paid out here. Now this machine is pretty old, it doesn't have lights on it. Most of the newer ones had lights. So purely mechanical, nothing electronic about this one. Very cool machine. Lots of balls in, so we can get some jackpots. You're going to see the balls here drop. You may also see some movement here as that top tray starts to empty. Ball in, but I didn't get a jackpot that last time, and I see what the issue is around back. I want to show you. Ball came up to the seesaw and it just didn't enter it correctly, and so it's sitting there. So if I just touch on this, that ball is probably going to enter, and then it'll pivot down and pay out. But just for grins, I'm going to go ahead and drop a ball in. We'll drop one up here or one over there, and we'll see what happens. So just the weight of that first ball caused it to pivot, but the second one jammed. So there I just tapped it. So with these machines, that can happen over time. Things may need minor adjustments. You can of course call us, take pictures and send them to us. But typically something as simple as tapping it is going to take care of that. Around this bell there's balls backing up. So as the balls drop down, they hit this bell, then they hit the next bell and get paid out up front. We've got so many balls backed up that they're backed up all the way up here, and if we keep getting jackpots, they're going to back all the way up to the top and cause problems. So if you want a whole lot of jackpots, you want to empty that tray. I'm going to drop several balls in, and we're going to see the full movement of everything in the back as the seesaw pivots. The ball goes this way behind the bell. It's going to land on an arm here, pivot that arm down. When that arm pivots down, it's going to push this rod up, which is going to release all the balls. They'll come in here, they'll land on this arm, push it down to reset your seesaw, then the balls will load into the jackpot assembly. Oh, and as that arm gets pushed down, this arm back here will pivot up, releasing the balls that are in the jackpot, and then they'll drop down, hit the two bells. Okay, the seesaw is in the wrong position, although we got a jackpot. Apparently on the one right before it, this bar came down, but it didn't reset the seesaw for us. So I'll go ahead and do that manually. So anytime you get a jackpot and it doesn't pay out, it's a good idea to stop, checking back, make sure that the seesaw is working properly. Look at the top, watching a few jackpots. Next jackpot, you'll see that this arm will drop down and engage that pin. Huh, that's weird. Wow, there was just one ball sitting on that lever and it hadn't rolled all the way through. Again, you know, these older machines will do stuff like that. So, but anyway, when I touched it, that ball fell off that lever and it rolled. And now you can see there's not enough balls up here, so the balls don't have enough weight to push them into this arm here. Adding balls to the top will take care of it. Some jackpots from the bottom, and as the ball goes down here, it's going to push. I think I already told you that. And you can see the balls backing up here, so now you're not going to hear a bell sound. Seesaw didn't reset. Okay, the balls are backing up here. This is an interesting little device. It pivots inward. It'll push the top in. Oh, I can't. There's too many balls in. Let me scoop them out. Okay, now I'll push the top in. And now, if I were to get a jackpot, the balls will shoot out here and into a bucket below. So you want to make sure that this is pushed that way so the balls drop down instead of falling out the back of your machine. Glass in. Up here, there is a piece of metal and there's a spring attached to it. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide it over to the left and let go, and that metal slides forward. And what that was to do is, as we slide the glass down here, if this is pushed up, it'll prevent someone from sliding the glass up and cheating. So not as important for home use, but that's how it works. So anyway, you can't put the glass down with this in that lock position, so you're going to slide it over to the left, pull it out, and then we can drop the glass. Now there is just a slot here in the wood that we're going to put the glass in. And you want to take your time, go straight as possible. Actually, going to flip this over. Put my hand underneath to catch it. Kind of work it down slowly. And then once we get it all the way down, then we'll lock the back. So as you can see, I'm taking my time, making sure that both sides go down the same. So it doesn't jam. And then I need to pull it the rest of the way. Now I can lock the back. Okay, so if I try to push up on the glass, it would hit that metal. Okay, now let's play from the front. We'll take a ball, we'll drop it in the hole, pull down on the flipper. What I did there is I put 2 balls in. Sometimes you can shoot 2 balls at a time. It's kind of fun. Now, both balls didn't shoot, and I noticed even when I pull it all the way down, the ball is just coming here, so we may need to put some tension on the spring. Let's do that. Down here is a piece of metal, and it has some slots in it. You can kind of see a nail right here. So we're basically going to pull it and move it to the next slot. That way we have more tension on the spring. So there, with more tension, we saw it actually go around twice. I'll load 2 balls. Oh, this is funny. One got stuck here between the glass and the nail. I'll just tap the glass and it'll fall down. Okay, and that's how you play Pachinko. As you can see, it's challenging to get balls in the jackpots. You can take the glass off and bend the nails open a little bit to try and improve odds. I've done that some, but it's a nice, fun, challenging machine, and we sure hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much. Machine, and when we do, the balls will go down this chute here and out into the tray. So I'm going to just move up to the top so we can see the mechanics of this. Okay, I'm going to lift up on this, and then I'm going to pivot it down. So as I pull back up, you can see it's blocking the balls. Okay, got almost all the balls out. There's just one stuck here. I'll just touch it until it rolls across. Now I'll go ahead and lock this back. So that's how you get all the balls out of your machine. And in case you have any in the jackpot here, you can reach over this arm, lift up, and it'll empty all the balls out of your jackpot. Thanks again.